we want to make something called a crostata in Italian, which translates to tart. And for it, we want to start out with 2 cups of unbleached flour. And remember what I've always told you, lightly measure the flour into your measuring cup so you don't pack the flour in, and then you'll have too much flour, which will create a very tough dough. So 2 cups of unbleached, and then a half a cup of sugar goes in, and a pinch of salt. And then all you want to do, if you're doing this in a food processor, that's fine. You can do it in a bowl with a pastry blender. Just get that mixed up. And after it's mixed, well, then you want to put in the rest of the ingredients. And here we've got about 6 tablespoons of butter. This is unsalted butter. That goes in. And we're really making something called a pasta frolla, which is a basic Italian pastry crust. And 2 egg yolks. So now you want to get that incorporated as well. So let that go, and then have ready some ice water, because you need to get this into a ball of dough. You don't want to use so much water that you've created a very wet dough. You want something that's just beginning to hold together. So this you have to do by eye. And put it on a piece of wax paper, or you could use some plastic wrap for this. Get that all out, and then wrap it up like this. Put it in the refrigerator. And it's going to stay there, for about an hour and a half. And then, after that dough is chilled, you want to bring out the chilled dough and roll it out. So let me show you what we have here. This is a 10-inch tart shell. Let me wipe my hands off for a minute. A 10-inch tart shell that we have formed with half of the dough, you see. We want some figs. And here we've got fichi secchi, which are dried figs in Italian. And here are figs. Now you can buy figs, dried figs, anywhere. Here they are. You get them in a package. They usually come in on a string, about a couple dozen of them. And here they are dried. And figs, you know, have a very high sugar content, so they're very, very sweet. Here they are plumped up. We've cooked the figs in water, in about 2 cups of water. So I've got a half a pound of figs that I've cooked in water, and here they are. And they're all chopped up now, you see? I've just coarsely chopped them up. And with them, I want to have some pine nuts. Now here are pine nuts. And these I've toasted, and they're very expensive, but you only need a little bit, and they give a wonderful crunch to this tart. And these come from the stone pine tree in Italy. They're very hard to extract, and that's what makes them so expensive. Okay, so there are our pine nuts. We have our figs. And now we want some candied orange rind. Now, this you can find in most Italian specialty stores. You can order it by mail, and you usually see it in the grocery stores around Christmas time. If you don't have that, put in raisins. It's going to taste just as well. And here we have about 3 tablespoons of sugar. Not a lot for a tart like this, but don't forget, these figs have an awful lot of sugar. And now we want to put in some pears, and I like to use Bosc pears for this, but if you didn't have Bosc pears, well, you could use some other kind of pear. So that all gets mixed in, and then we want to add some lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, and that's around 3 tablespoons. Get it all well blended. You could put a little bit of brandy in with this too. That would be very nice, and I think this is the perfect thing to have if you're trying to create an Italian-style Thanksgiving. The Italians don't have Thanksgiving as a holiday, but in my house, everything's Italian. And then spread the mixture into your tart shell. And all you do is roll out the other half of the pie crust, and then you cut these strips. Now let me show you how that goes. Simply put the tart strips, put the pie strips across the top, you see, like so. And then to make the lattice, turn back every other one, you see? And then take the next strip, just going to simulate this for you, and do that, you see? And then take those alternating strips back over that piece and put the next strip. just like that, is brush the tart with some milk, and the milk is going to give this a very, very nice shine. Now, most crostata in Italy, crostate, are made with jam, or they're made with almond paste, or they're made with ricotta cheese. So this is kind of a new way to make a crostata using some very traditional Italian ingredients. Now, the oven is on 375 degrees, and this goes in until the crust is nicely browned. So now we have our cranberries, we have our turkey. We've got to make a vegetable to go with this. Now let me clean up the decks a little bit and show you.